GamingBolt presents 15 moments in video games where you unmercifully mashed your controller buttons. Sometimes games have a lot of button mashing sections, either QuickTime events or levels that require you to press buttons as fast as you can. You always feel like you're going to break your controller or even your thumb with some of the better or worse examples, like for instance, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Torture Scene. Hideo Kojima loves throwing in these button mashing sequences in his games. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker is just one example, though we will get to some others. Big Boss is captured and is being tortured with electric shocks, and you have to repeatedly tap triangle to survive. What makes Peace Walker's button mashing scene interesting is that it happens during the game's comic book style cutscenes. Batman Arkham series, Combat. Early in each Arkham game, the combat is pretty easy, but as the games go on, they throw more and more baddies at you with more advanced moves. They keep attacking you, and you have to hit the counter button at the right moment as well as the other attack buttons to unleash various combos and defeat multiple enemies in a row. It can get real tricky real fast, especially on higher difficulty settings. Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is a game all about mashing buttons. That's pretty much all there is to the bulk of the gameplay. Run around massive hordes of enemies, sometimes on a horse, and mash every button on your controller until all that stands before you is dead. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but even the most hardcore Dynasty Warriors fans have to admit there's usually not much in the way of strategy in these games. Any fighting game where you don't know the combos. Have you ever gotten a new fighting game you've never played before and just start mashing buttons? Yeah, there's a tutorial and a manual, but what's the fun in that? It's better to jump neck deep into a game and just randomly hit every button in every order as fast as you can and hope for the best. That's how fighting games are supposed to be played, right? Metal Gear Solid 1, Torture Scene. Hey look, another Kojima torture scene. This is pretty much the same thing as the Peace Walker scene, except with a twist. If you fail, then you die, but you can give up at any time at the cost of Meryl's life. And the game isn't kidding either. If you surrender to Ocelot, he will kill Meryl. This is one of the hardest button mashing sequences in gaming, because it happens in 3 rounds, and you lose more health each round. Metal Gear Solid 4, Microwave Hallway. This isn't technically a torture scene, but it might as well be. Snake has to crawl through a hallway full of deadly microwave emissions to get to a server room. This time around, you have to rapidly press the button to move through the hallway. As you'd imagine, it gets harder and harder as you progress. By the end, you're just as tired and worn out as Snake is. Well, kind of. Onimusha. Much like Dynasty Warriors, Onimusha is all about beating up, shooting, or slicing up waves of enemies. Though unlike Dynasty Warriors, Onimusha is all about one-on-one combat, kind of like a cross between Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. That makes sense, considering all 3 games are made by Capcom. Mario Party. Mario Party is definitely all about button mashing. The difference is that instead of your character life being on the line, it's bragging rights between you, your friends, and your family. Most of its party-centric minigames are all about mashing one or sometimes several buttons as fast as possible. Jump from one block in the sea to another, climb a mountain, or just a simple game of Simon Says. You'll be pressing buttons a lot. Grand Theft Auto 5, The Triathlon. The Triathlon event in GTA 5 is all about mashing buttons. It's kind of odd just how little gameplay there is in this event given how feature-rich and engaging the rest of GTA 5 is. Yet, for whatever reason, if you're going for a 100% completion run, you're going to find yourself mashing X or A or whatever for about half an hour as you run, bike, and swim. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Wrestling. Nothing says tap buttons a lot like a couple of half-naked sweaty dudes lying on top of each other. Maybe it's not that hard to believe then that, much like fighting games, you'll find yourself pressing just about every button on your controller to bring a guy down or smash someone in the face with a folding chair. Asura's Wrath. If fighting games aren't your thing, then maybe beat-em-ups are. Because even when you do know any combos, beat-em-ups are pretty much nothing but button smashing. Asura's Wrath is the epitome and return of the classic genre. As you really would expect in this case, you'll be punching guys in the face and flying through space using every button available at your fingertips. At least there are plenty of cutscenes to give you a break. Saints Row 4, Killing the Warden. Anytime there are a bunch of videos and walkthroughs dedicated to fighting a single enemy, you know you're in for a grueling fight. Such is the case in Saints Row 4 when you fight the Warden. The Warden is a giant monster that leaps around the map and attacks you with fists and fireballs. The fight itself is a real button masher because you have to leap around, dodge, take cover, and fire pretty much constantly. But near the end, you're given a QuickTime event from hell, having to press X repeatedly to finally bring the boss down. Doom 2016. The recent release of Doom 4, or just Doom, whatever, is a lot of dumb fun. But not all of that dumb fun is simply shooting demons in the face. Sometimes you have to get down and dirty and really mash that melee button to finish off enemies or shake them off of you. Even the gunplay features a lot of button mashing. It's so fast-paced that you constantly switch weapons, reload, fire, etc. Banjo-Tooie, Cloud Merry Race. The Cloud Merry Race in Banjo-Tooie is a real pain, almost infamous in how needlessly difficult it is. It's a standard race you'll find in any other platforming game, meaning it's more difficult than any race in a true racing game. But what makes this particular race so difficult is that you have to constantly press the accelerate button in order to move. That's right, instead of moving with the analog stick, you have to repeatedly tap the accelerate button. Star Fox Adventure, the Test of Strength. They're not kidding when they call this the Test of Strength. Star Fox Adventure isn't a great game, and this minigame has a lot to do with why that is. You have to push something while a dinosaur character pushes from the other end, and you have to beat him to progress. Thing is though, this might be the hardest button mashing event in gaming history. You have to press the button so many times in such a short amount of time, it's extraordinarily difficult. Without turbo controllers, this and many other moments on this list would be near impossible. Like this video? Why not give us a like and subscribe? We try and upload amazing videos almost every single day. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.